Welcome to Riverbend Talent on WBGZ. Brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
It's a Thursday night in the Riverbend. It's Riverbend Talent on the Big Z, brought to you by Mr. Matt Van Voorhis of Macias Insurance and by the Halpin Music Company, going on almost 10 years now. They've been supporting Riverbend Talent. We ask you to get out and support them as well and thank them for allowing us to come on here and jack around with local talent. So we appreciate Halpin Music and Mr. Matt Van Voorhis of Macias Insurance. We've been mentioning every week since I found out several months ago that Rock the Hops is coming August 9th, and they're looking for venues and artists as far as I know, and we got a link at cottonmouth.org. If you're interested in that, it takes you to rockthehopsalton.com, and you can get your early bird tickets. And you might want to do that because they sell out really fast normally. What else is going on? Well, we know it all starts with the Sea Shanty Sing-Along on a Thursday night down at Morrison's Irish Pub. Tonight at the Night Market between, it's 3rd Street between Cat Daddy's and Shea Maryland's. It's the Warehouse Project tonight from 7 to 10. We got Everheart and Light following that up with the after party at Shea Maryland's. Open mic usually down at the conservatory, but you never know. Cross the line from 6 to 10 at Fast Eddie's in Alton. Music in the Park with Cherry and Jerry out in Bethalto Central Park, starting at 7. Matt Tall already underway at George's Pub and Grill in Jerseyville until 9. Brandon Moon, 4 to 7, and Holiday Shores Marina Bar in Edwardsville. We've got Sweet Bottom at Big Daddy's from 6 to 9. We got Whiskey Revival at the cabin at Judy Creek until 9 o'clock. The Well Hungarian Stripped, 6:30 to 9:30 at the Acoustics in the Park in Pontoon Beach. Members of the Well Hungarians there. And Jeremy Drake at Pavia's Place in Granite City from 7 to 10 tonight. The Owls at Grafton. Music in the Park, 7 to 9 tonight. And then a benefit going on at the Old Harold Brewery tonight, Dream Stock, which benefits children with chronic disease. And we'll have Sniffy Beagle, Hard Drive, Mortal Support, 6 to 9:30 down there at the Old Harold Brewery, and already underway up at the Prairie Inn in Dorsey / Prairie Town, because the star of the show wants to call it Prairie Town, even though the address is Dorsey, Illinois. It's the Outlaw Opry, and you can hear the star of the show laughing, as he will do a lot during the show. He's trying to do Sniffy Beagle. You like that one, didn't you?
That one got me. Okay. That's a new one. It's the first time I've heard the name Sniffy Beagle. Yeah. And
well, you missed a few weeks, so.
Yeah, well, I is it Thursday again?
Man, it is.
Weeks just keep going by. I don't even get it. No, it's just
we're talking murder tonight.
We are. Well, there's been a murder in the building, and one of us has done it.
Possibly some members of Nico the Band were murdered. Is that what you're talking about?
Something like that.
Something like that.
So we do this every Thursday, and back a couple weeks ago, the Hookie Monster was making an appearance at the night market just over the hill from the station here. I went down to check it out, and I was talking to my good buddy, Mr. Cooliverse, down there, and a gentleman walked up and introduced himself, Mr. Matthew Murder.
Yep, that's me.
And so is his mic on there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, man, I saw his lips move, but I don't know if I heard anything. But I pre-gamed pretty heavy, so all right. So anyway,
yeah, got to. You got
so,
to. Man.
Mr. Matthew Murder came up and was talking to Mike Cooliverse. And we got to know each other. We met each other that night.
Yes, we did.
And we've actually been saying your name for some time since you first appeared on the scene, and Dennis picked up on you because he puts together this list every week.
That's cool.
So the first time I heard it, Matthew Murder, I'm like, oh, this is going to be like spooky Halloween stuff going on.
I
I didn't realize that your dad's name is actually Bob Murder. and that your real name is Matthew
Wait,
Murder.
no. Where did you hear this? This is fake news.
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's it.
Hold on.
The
This
right
is
thing.
fake news.
Wait,
He knows you better than you realize.
Who's slandering
Halpin.
here?
wait, dude, you're too new to the show to be making those judgment calls yet, bro. You gotta let me say my
Wait,
piece,
If
man.
you say it, it must be real. All right.
Right, dude. If I
True.
say it 3 times,
Speaking of that, man, no, I hang out at Norb's Lot or whatever. People know me there and stuff. Josh Witt and Andrew Crane from Spilly Nelson were there, and they were like, "Speak of the devil" or Beetlejuice, like they said my name, and then I showed up. So
it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Don't look in the mirror and say Tupac 3 times in a row, bro. You will appear, and you will get capped right in the boudoir.
Real quick.
All right. So, no, you were down there hanging out.
Yeah, man,
we
yeah.
chit chatted for a little while, and the easiest way for me to get to know somebody, any local musician or artist or anything, is just to come on the show.
Right.
Because now we have an hour that all those other distractions are gone.
we can get close.
Oh, we're going to. Believe me, you'll see me move the cameras, and I'll edge my way over, and one hand goes under the counter. We don't know what's going on.
Oh, hey, don't get any ideas.
Hey, look, bro, you got to understand, if you want to be on this radio show, this is like the casting couch to the radio show.
Dude. Whoa.
See if how bad you really want to be on the radio, Mr.
Oh,
Matthew Murder.
my God. What happens behind closed doors in business, you know? Jesus.
What
Yeah,
happened?
he's known for having piggy parties.
Hey, that's Illuminati stuff. You can't talk about it. We're supposed to let you know about it without really saying it.
Well, you know, so I saw you there at Night Market, and I recognized you as the star of the show. You like that? Yeah.
gosh.
I like to play jokes, man. I don't fancy myself a comedian, but people tell me I'm. Anyways,
You're
so
fine
I was
so
like,
far.
I had to talk to you and get your number because I know you're prominent in the community, and I had to.
That is
it's
funny.
called-
That's the funniest one you said.
It's
yet.
called mingling. It's called mingling,
yeah.
you know. It's,
Oh, yeah.
I said earlier, sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely, man. But hey, this is like I say, the easiest way for us to get to know each other. So let's just kind of go back to when Bob Murder and Kathy Murder first brought home little Matthew Murder from the hospital. By the way, Bob and Kathy are listening right now in Wisconsin. No, I don't know. I don't know
Oh,
if
yeah.
this is true.
So I was born with a harmonica in my lip. Shit. No, you want the timeline though, or whatever? Or
So like let's just go back to like, when did you, like, at what age did you really start getting into music?
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Mueller
yes,
had sex,
yes.
and Matthew Murder was born.
And now I have to pay taxes.
Yeah.
That's life, man.
Yeah, that's life. So, anyways, the timeline, man. Yeah, I don't remember what age, but it was like we had a piano in my house as a kid, right? And I would just be like, "Mom, write this down," and then just play some nonsense, you know, like how the hell is she gonna do that?
Right.
And then I learned trumpet in middle school. I dropped it in high school because I couldn't really read music. But then I, in high school, got friends, and one friend I had got me onto the Doors, and I hyperfixated on Jim Morrison, started writing poetry, took a creative writing class. Another friend of mine, Tony Tall, me and him started Nico together. Pretty much just shoved a guitar in my face and was like, "Here, learn how to play this because I need someone to play." And it went from there. You know, I'm self-taught, friends, and the internet. All that stuff helped a lot, but I'm not really a gear guy. I just know, I told Dennis earlier, I know how to hit 6 strings and strain my vocal cords. And people say I do that pretty well, so I mean, I guess it's paying off or whatever. I don't know.
This is sounding all too familiar.
Yeah. You know, and then so so I started learning with Tony, and then we got people together, and sometimes it was just me and Tony, sometimes it was other people, and then just messing around a lot. I remember, like, I was telling someone last night, like, when we started the band, it's like, everyone's trying to find their place and what you're doing and whatever. Like, I bought a drum set just so we would have a drum set, and I was like, I'm going to be the drummer. And then I thought I was going to be the bassist at one point. And then I fell into being the guitarist, the rhythm guitarist, and the singer. So that's where my niche is doing that.
Sounds way too familiar, Pippin.
Yeah.
you can't do that, but maybe we could try you here. No, that's not working out either.
You find your place.
You know what? Nobody else wants to sing, so if you're willing to sing,
oh my God, no,
we'll
really, it's like I think people being self-conscious about that, and to tell you that I used to be this quiet kid that never said anything, and now I talk too much, and this is how I talk, is I sing these little songs and whatever, and when I first started playing guitar, I learned a lot of covers. I don't do a whole lot of them anymore, but because I figured out how music's written, and then I did that. Like, I'm not a jukebox. I want to write these songs because I have stuff to say. So that's what I do. I got easily 30 or 40 of my own songs already, and then some I've maybe forgotten or never finished and whatever.
Yeah.
They're in the books.
Well, and after you write so many songs, if there's one that doesn't really stick to you, and it's not necessarily on a recording, it just after a while it gets forgotten. It's just this distant memory.
It's how I felt at that moment and not anymore. And to tell you about that too is a lot of them, like, I wrote songs about things that were happening to me and whatever, and like I hear them and I play them now, and I'm like, they mean different things to me now because I'm at a different point in my life. I introspect and retrospect on stuff like that a lot. Overanalyze my life too much, but you know,
not just your life. Admit it, you overanalyze everything.
Oh, I'm gonna think about you later, Pigpen.
Oh, I'm asking your permission to think about you later.
You guys are silly, dude. You guys are
so no, it's you know, it to me, like what you're saying, I live in both worlds because to me, if I'm going to like last night, I went upstairs after everybody was gone. I go up to my jam room and it's just me by myself. I hammered out on some of my own tunes.
Sweet.
Because that's, you know, that's my... Now, if
it's cathartic.
Did you scrub your browser afterward?
I always scrub my browser, okay?
He was scrubbing something, dude. He was scrubbing something.
You can't clean this kind of dirty, though.
Yeah.
Like Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse kind of dirty. It's just not good. Anyway, so...
Mr. Bill!
Oh, Walt Disney did horrible things to me. Anyway, all right.
We can talk about Disney. No, we can't actually. You guys will get sued.
I already am. It's fine. It's happening right now as we speak. Anyway, so I'm but on the other hand, my wife plays a little bass. You know,
okay.
If some friends are there and they want to play a cover tune, I'm down. I don't care. I'm not very good at it because it's not what I spend a lot of time doing by any means. I'm also not good at writing my own tunes, but I still do it because it's fun.
What the hell are you doing that for? No, I'm just kidding.
But I'm kind of with you where it's like it's more fun to just keep writing. But a lot of times those songs can be dated. Like you say, they meant something at that moment, and sometimes, you know, like you say, they just fade away. They're not you know.
I didn't say that. You did.
Well, I did. Oh, I thought you said that, man. Dude, I was thinking you were smarter than you are.
Maybe.
So,
go ahead.
So let's jump back a little bit because you kind of brushed over. You said I started playing trombone and
trumpet,
and then I stopped.
Yeah.
Now, did you ever go back to that world?
Oh yeah, not band, but like, you know, having Nico and whatever, we all messed with instruments, you know. So like, speaking of Halpin, also mad shout out to Halpin. Love that place. They had a like garage sale type thing one time when they moved buildings.
Yeah.
And I bought a nice trumpet for like $50 and messed around with it a little bit, but I ended up selling that and stuff, but for reasons, you know, I needed the money at the time, but it is what it is. But yeah, I kind of went back a little bit, like I could still do it, you know.
That's what I mean. You still have the memory of how
I could still do it, you know, and I'll tell you, I'm not very music theory inclined, but like I said, I get the gist of it. You know, I could, you know, it's a C on a piano is a C on a guitar and trumpet and all that. You know what I mean? Right. It's all relative and it's all the same thing, but
it's the same 12 notes.
Same and different. Well,
same 12 notes, no matter what instrument you pick up.
So it's just like I feel like I could pick it back up, but like I wouldn't say I did it seriously. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Well, I was just curious because like horns are one of those things that I absolutely love the ring of brass. However, I tried a few times. I mean, I never took a lesson or anything, but I thought I would I thought I'd just be able to pick up a horn and play it. I don't know.
This looks easy enough.
It seems reasonable enough to me that I should just be able to do this thing.
See, Tony's like that. He can play just a little bit about everything. You know, he'll just pick something up, and you know, he could crap on it and make it sound good.
Here's the thing, though,
You know?
Horns and bowed instruments, I struggle with.
I also got to play a fiddle the other night at Tony's sister's. A week or two ago, they had a seafood boil and invited me over, and so his brother-in-law Cody had a fiddle, and I got to play it, and I was like doing better at this than I thought. Like I wasn't doing great, but I never had a lesson and never touched one before, so it was enlightening.
See, I have a fiddle, and I can't. I've never taken again, no lessons or anything. Just how hard can this thing be, right? Let's tune it up and figure this thing out.
Right.
And I can like put a ton of rosin on the bow and get like 3 notes out of it, and then it sounds like a cat that's having a heart attack or a good time.
I think that's the thing with it. Also, I'd be calling it violin, or I've said fiddle, right? But violin. The thing about that is like I think that's the thing that if you like imagine you are a kid picking it up, and then like, you know, people have to listen to you do that. It's like, well, if you don't have that safe space to practice music, you know what I mean, then you're never going to get good at it. You have to be bad at things to get good at them.
Absolutely.
So just allow yourself that time and that space is all.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Well, I just couldn't afford the rosin. I couldn't afford enough rosin. I like to push people. If you say that you play this instrument, well, also you play this. Just try it.
Yeah.
And you know, because really, like you say, it's the same notes, but there are certain ones that are, to me, just like horns are hard. My lips go numb. I run out of breath. I pass out.
You have to be like you have to be like dexterous for it, you know. And if you smoke, you know, I mean, that'll affect you. So yeah,
it does.
Yeah,
heavily.
For sure. No, but they're fun, you know. Actually, Amy Ann, I might be forgetting her name. She's gonna hate me now, but she plays trumpet, you know, and she's well, I'll be at those open mics at the conservatory, and I play there about twice a month or whatever. Nathan, get me some more gigs there. So she has played trumpet with me there before, and I was like, you know, I could, because the type of music I play, kind of panders to that, you know what I mean? Like it's part of the vibe, I think. So I would, you know, I've considered having her be on it, you know, be a part of it, the project or whatever you want to call it. Secret Matthew Murder project.
That's encouraging me to try to get down to some of those open mics, because that's one of those things. There's been a few times where I've had a project going on and go, man, I want a horn player, because like horns are so cool, and
you just like being horny, huh?
It's not even that I was born this way. Okay?
Yeah, born horny.
But I don't know any horn players. I honestly thought about going out to the college and signing up for a horn class just to meet some horn players, so I could recruit them and go, hey man, will you come jam with me?
I definitely think they're cool, you know. I think I have a soft spot for it because I did play trumpet, you know, so being in band like that, it affected me in whatever way, you know.
Change that soft spot. It affected me so much.
Jesus Christ.
So you play the trumpet, you step aside, but then, like you say, you have some friends in high school that kind of pull you back into the whole music thing, but you don't even know where you're stepping. You just want to step into it.
Well, yeah, man. So I just made that joke, Secret Matthew Murder Project, but people have told me for a while I should start a band, and I'm like, you know, I want to, but I was in Nico and then doing the solo thing, and I liked that balance of being in a band and then doing my own thing, because to be honest, like Tony would get the Nico shows, and then every now and then someone would throw me a bone and I'd get a Matthew Murder show, but now it's just me being solo, so and I have space for that, I think, now to, you know, if I want, I've been thinking lately, like, if I'm going to start a project, it would be like the Matthew Murder Band, or hopefully a better name than that. You know what I mean? You know, so we'll come up with something. We can cook. You know, there's ingredients there, though. You know I've been to these open mics. I've played shows. I've met plenty of people that I could put this together, I think, and especially now. You asked me earlier how long I've been playing. I think I've been playing guitar basically about 8 years. So, and it's kind of culminating to this point where I think I'm experienced enough to like start even though I started a long time ago, but to start doing something with it now.
Yeah.
I have songs, I know people, I can play at shows. yada yada. I need to start doing merch. Really, I think that's that's my next. That's my next move.
That's my next move. Well, you know what though? We just got introduced. I'm going to need to introduce you to my lawyer, because I think she can get your Matthew murder band down to a Matthew manslaughter band. Yeah. And you'll do just I'm just telling you, I got a good lawyer, man.
Boy, that's a good one, man. That's good. You need a lawyer too. Disney's going to get you, man.
I have a lawyer.
It's good.
Yeah.
No, it's
if
good.
you ask one more question, I'm going to actually have to ask you to talk to her from here on out for the rest of the show.
He's had several lawyers over his career.
I've had a few lawyers.
Some of them have dropped him, right? Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know.
Some of them retired because I gave them enough money that they retired and bought Grafton or whatever.
Funny,
I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway, hey, so that's one of those things. I've been there. You're playing in a band, and all of a sudden you're out on your own. And I'm telling you what, for me personally, to go from playing in a band, I'd never done an acoustic by myself. I'd never done solo shows ever. And after being on stage with bands for years, stepping on stage with just me and a guitar was like, oh, I feel naked.
Yeah, dude, there's a spotlight.
And not in a good way. Like, I usually love to feel naked. But in this particular thing, it was not a good thing.
Free balling.
It was just like Tom Petty sings about. Anyway.
Right.
Anyway, no, I did. There's no one to hide behind. There's no really good guitar player next to me that make me seem like I'm better than what I am.
And I know exactly what you're saying, because if people have said it to me too, people who are in bands that are like, dude, I couldn't do what you do getting up there like that. And I'm like, this is just what I do, bro. I mean, I don't know how to explain it other than that it makes me feel good. And like, I totally understand that. Okay, like a few shows ago or whatever, and there weren't even that many people there, but I was genuinely nervous. I'm like, why am I nervous? Like, I've done this hundreds of times. Like, I don't know what it was, but it's just like Tony put it before. It's like, if you're not nervous, something's wrong. So, you know, like it's in that sense that it's good for the show. But yeah, people have told me like they couldn't do that. And it's like, because when you play with the band, there's no, like you said, no one to hide behind. There's no one doing a solo to take the eyes off of you and whatever, and for example. So it's just all eyes on you, and then you just got to get used to that or whatever. I try not to focus on it, really. You see me singing, my eyes are like this, closed, for the most part. Like, I try to look at the audience because you want to engage, you know. But
when it's almost distracting.
Yes.
To have your eyes open.
Yes.
When you close your eyes, you get more into the vibrations of what are happening.
Yep, all that hippie stuff.
Yeah. I'm just telling you what's going on in my head right now, man. You be you, bro.
I'm picking it up. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Right. So, but so the first time that you walked out as a solo guy, you had to have that like, because every little thing you do, if you make a small mistake with four other guys playing, it kind of can get lost in the room, as long as you're not too far off.
Every
the tracks.
step you take, I'll be watching you. Since we're quoting stuff,
every little thing she does is magic.
Yeah.
Dee do 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 dee da da da. I don't know if that furthered the conversation or not, but anyway, let's just go walking.
I didn't know this was a music gig. Actually, here we are.
Absolutely, man.
Well, I think whether you know it or not, you're doing what we've seen a lot of musicians do as we interview them over time, and that is they've got their solo project, because there's tons of places that like acoustic acts in our area, so you can always find gigs doing that. Now you got the battle between original and cover music that you got to try to decide which way you want to go there. But then most of those people also have a band on the side that doesn't get to play very often, but they still got that niche that they want to do that. So, but it's easier to fit in, your solo acoustic stuff and then occasional band show. So.
Yeah, because there's definitely some places where you don't want to bring a band with 5 dudes.
Right.
It's like that little coffee shop or whatever. Or like I've played, I usually do CJ's Juicery, her anniversary. Shout out to Courtney. I've done her anniversary every year except for the last one, which is fine, whatever. But I wouldn't bring my band to that. That's just like a small gig, and
And there's from Grafton to wherever it is we cover, Belleville, pretty much. They're just in Alton. I mean, there's tons of places that accommodate small 1-2 people.
It's the vibe.
George, you put more than 2 people on the stage up at George's, and it's crowded. Like there's no room.
Just wouldn't even do it.
But it's the perfect stage for 2 people to get up and do an acoustic, in which it's a restaurant. It's,
right.
Now,
I don't know how big they are in original music there, but I don't know. Maybe you should try it out and find out.
Okay.
A lot of guys I know play up there, and they do like same thing you would do. They're playing music to the people, and then they throw an original.
Oh yeah,
without really
that's
necessarily saying it's an original. Sometimes
that's how you do it. You appease to the audience playing covers, and you get people singing along, and then, hey, here's one of ours. Just throw it in on them real quick, and then they're like, oh, well, that was good. Like, you have your own potential and stuff like that.
Well, like the gig you're doing Saturday, you can play all originals if you want.
Thanks for
that's
bringing
going to
that
be
up.
a big deal. And another guy that's playing there as well does the same thing. He plays acoustic sometimes, and he plays with this band sometime. And the gig we're talking about, the Pride Mixer. And the other guy I'm talking about is Owen Weber. He's going to be playing from 4:30 to 5:30, and then you're going to go on from 5:30 to 6:30 unless things have changed.
No, nothing has changed so far, and thanks for bringing this up because I wanted to plug it anyways. But yeah, it's all free. This Pride Mixer is free. It's at Milton Schoolhouse, 3 p.m. to 7. Free walking tacos, art workshops, patch sewing, rainbow bracelets, free art supplies, free portraits by Lumi Marson. They're putting this together, along with some other people. Discounted Pride Flash from Holy Land Tattoo. They just opened up there at Milton. I played the first gig for that or whatever.
We talked about that.
And then Owen Weber and Matthew Murder. Yep. That's this Saturday, 3 to 7.
Nice.
Yep.
There you go. And I can't remember the couple's name from the tattoo shop. It's super nice people.
Aubrey and Brandon, I believe.
There you go.
I believe so.
Aubrey and Brandon. That sounds about right.
Holy Land Tattoo.
Yeah.
Holy Land.
Nice people. I heard good reviews from folks who went to the show.
I saw some of the tats. I didn't stay long. I was up the night before and whatever, and just, I was like, I can't cancel this gig, though.
Dude, you're too young to give me that. I was up the night before.
Whatever,
dude, I was up for 3 days, and I'm still here, man. I ain't slept since last week.
Okay, but no, it was just, I was feeling rough, but I was like, man, I got to do this gig. Like, I'm done canceling gigs, unless it was like something super serious or whatever. I was like, I'm not going to lie, it was like it was the nosebleed gig. It was like the first one where nobody was there, but a couple of people that showed up for me or whatever, which is fine,
like noon or something, right?
You play at noon, no one's going to be there at noon.
Right.
Which is fine. But
at least with a solo acoustic act, you didn't spend hours carrying equipment for that. At least you just got to, you had to set an alarm to make sure you're there by noon.
That's why I actually do this, so I can just bring my guitar, and sometimes I don't even have to bring my amp. Like, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little lazy about it, whatever. But I do have the capacity to do my own. I've been telling people, like, I have 2 amps. I have an acoustic amp and then just like sorry, I'm not really a gear guy, but I have 2 amps, and so I could mic and plug up my guitar and stuff and just go do that with the 2 amps, and then and mic myself and then just play. Like, it's that simple.
Right.
And then have a little bit of effects if I need it, but I'm a simple kind of man. But yeah, man.
So there you go. Matthew Murder is playing Saturday. That's the Milton
Schoolhouse.
Schoolhouse,
on Milton Road.
which
big shout out to them.
Yes.
Place that they accept original music and with open arms. We love those places like that. And the Conservatory. We're missing places like Raging Cajun that used to do it.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
And I noticed I drove. I went to Shea, Maryland Sunday. Caught Psychedelic Symphony. Had dinner there. First time I ate since they reopened up. Good food, man. Good times. But I noticed as I was driving down there, I went past Bubby and Sissy's, and the sign is taken down off the front of Bubby and Sissy's.
Really?
I don't know.
They're still doing stuff. I've seen posts and stuff. And, they were asking for bands recently, and I did see one band that was going to play a show there, but I don't know exactly anything
maybe
more
I need
than
to
that.
go home that way and make sure I wasn't looking at the wrong building.
Confirm that for us. And tell us next Thursday.
We'll just do like we did with Matthew Murder and have Shelby Wrightback come in and tell us all about what goes on down at Bubby and Sissy.
Oh, she'll be right back.
right.
And then I wanted to pedal back on that though. Thursdays are actually awesome, man, because there's the night market, which is really good for downtown Alton, for Alton right in general, man, and because it's like this revitalization of it's good for the economy,
right.
and for people. It's just a good time. I love running around, talking to people, and seeing the stuff, and then the music, of course. And then right after, I go to conservatory and do an open mic. It's like best of both worlds.
Yeah, and I personally like the night market down between Cat Daddy's and Shea Maryland. I feel like the nice flat area there. I feel like it was a little. I liked it a lot.
It's such a better spot.
Yeah,
it's great.
You know, it felt like it was more part of the downtown scene a little bit more. Where the Pocket Park was like you could drive down Broadway and almost miss it as you drove past it.
It's like,
and it seems like now that this is making that whole area. You can, like as soon as we walk out of the station, you'll be able to see the vendors from the front door and go, "Wow, it's popping!" You know, from blocks away.
Well, it's like you take all that stuff that they're doing. You know, imagine you picked up night market from where it was and just dropped it right over here, like a claw machine or something.
Yeah.
And it's put it around all the bars, and then people are walking around businesses, and then they go inside and check it out and spend money and hang out.
Seems like there's a little more room there. It's flat, so no climbing hills.
Yes,
you know, which was fun too because you had that little amphitheater kind of atmosphere there in the Pocket Park they called it. But we're talking about original music, and we got to give a shout out to Everhart and Light because they realize the need for more venues doing local music, so they're doing the singer-songwriter showcase now down there at Shea Maryland's on Friday nights, and this week it's Mila Duffy at 8 o'clock.
Sweet.
Nice. See, there you go. If you haven't got in on that, you definitely need to call them because they are looking for singer-songwriters to do original music.
Right. So, getting to know Dennis now, he just hooked me up with his card, so I'm gonna get on that stuff. And if anybody's listening that does gigs, get me a gig. Put my name in lights. I mean, come on.
Yeah. And they'll do an occasional open mic down there, I think. And so that's a way to get in with any venue. Go to their open mics.
Yes.
Get to know the people. And there's several of those. There's Sneaky's Burgers in Edwardsville. Does them on Tuesday nights. You got the Stagger Inn doing 2 of them. They love original music. They would
Sunday night and I think Wednesday night.
And
that's been going on for 30 years or something like that.
And
that's
we're
insane.
just brushing the surface because Toxic Johnny will throw them from time to time down there in Collinsville at the Old Herald Brewery. And we've seen a lot of guys, start playing those open mics, and next thing you know, they're playing the wineries.
Good way to get your foot in the door.
Mark Rice has got the one at the VFW up the road there on the
VFW Farm.
The VFW Farm on Sundays.
Right.
There's open mic nights, a half a dozen of them every week in our area at least.
Right, and as Matthew mentioned tonight at the conservatory, hopefully, right?
Yep.
It should be Scotty Too Hotty should be there running sound.
Okay.
So if he's not, I'll be disappointed. No, just kidding. Shout out, Scotty.
So what else do we have going on?
Well, I mentioned the singer-songwriter showcase with Mila Duffy there at Everhart and Light at Shea Maryland's on a Friday night, and this weekend is the weekend Pigpen. It's MRF, the Mississippi River Festival.
Yeah.
So that's
sweet. Friday
and Saturday night, and we went through the lineup, but we'll do it again. Friday night's Ben Rector, the headliner, then Wilder Woods also there, Alan Stone, Brian Owen Soul, and Beth Bombara, who we've seen play all kinds of acoustic gigs around town.
Yeah.
And then they're having the writers round with the St. Louis and Nashville songwriters, 4 to 11 on Friday night at the amphitheater.
Yeah.
You can get 2-day tickets or single-day tickets. So,
hey, I'm sorry, Dennis. Was it Ben Rector?
Ben Rector.
I hardly know her.
Yeah, well, you can get to know him.
Oh man, I'm childish. No.
Yeah. You mentioned Psychedelic Symphony, though, Pigpen, and Jumpin' Johnny. He's another guy that'll put his hand on your shoulder and say, "Hey, you need gigs? I can tell you some stuff."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Psychedelic Symphony has been doing a lot of that. They're playing the Flock. The this Friday night from 6 until 9.
Saw them play Sunday, and it's the last time I saw Psychedelic Symphony. It's been about a year, maybe even longer, but about a year and a half. It was just Johnny and Stephanie. They had a 6-piece band. They played some interesting songs, and Stephanie was having the time of her life singing. Sounded great. I walked out.
Anytime you have the drummer from the St. Louis Blues Museum.
Yeah. Well, and they also had, in addition to Brad Hampton, they had Kevin Angel playing percussion too. So had the dual percussion going on.
I don't know if he was actually invited. He might have just started doing it. That's kind of Kevin Angel's style.
Yeah, well,
they had an auxiliary drummer,
right? I mean, it happens, man. But I don't know if like I say, I hadn't seen her for years. I thought it was great, and Stephanie, when people on stage are having a good time, it's infectious.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
She was having such a good time that it made me have a good time.
Yeah, it's exactly the point of performance, really.
Yeah, try and make somebody feel something, man.
Yeah.
Anything. I'm trying to make you feel something right now, bro.
Chill out, man. Chill out. He's reaching over the table right now.
It's under the table, but whatever.
The table, yeah.
We go over the table if you want.
Jesus Christ.
Just cost a little more. All right, so anyway.
On Friday
what else
night.
we got going on Friday night?
Fast Eddies. We got Anthony and Annie doing the 1:30, and then the Ethan and Carl Band, 7 to 11. Rum Boogie doing the VFW from 7 to 11. Flip the Frog at the Moose in Wood River from 7 to 10, and Hookie Monster, 7 to 11 at Baker's and Hale and Godfrey. Jared Lutz, he does a lot of solo acoustic stuff, and one of the places it loves, it's a Locke's Brick House in Bethalto from 7 to 10. Hicktown doing a backstage bar and patio in Edwardsville. This is interesting to me because, Dave Mendoza used to be in that band. I'm not sure if he still is, but I always see him playing all the time, so I'm interested to figure that out at some point. 9 o'clock, though, at the Backstage Bar and Patio in Edwardsville. Mo Pleasure around the corner at Big Daddy's from 6 to 9. Greg Klima, he's from the city of Boston. See, I had to put the city of Boston in there because if I said Greg Klima's from Boston, you might think he's from the band
Boston.
I like that.
I actually have seen Greg Klima play
at the Stagger Inn.
No,
Happy Hour from 5 to 8. I just wanted to finish that.
I saw him play in Effingham at the Moxon Creek Festival. He did a great job. Again, he's Friday going to be at the Stagger Inn 5 to 8 p.m. and he is from Beantown,
Lanny
not from
and
the
Julie.
band Boston.
Lanny and Julie's at the Chop House in Edwardsville, 1818 Chop House. There's an act that's been doing a lot of acoustic gigs around town for a while now. Tyrannosaurus Rex. They're acoustic.
I like that.
7 to 10 at Mossy Stone Irish Pub in Edwardsville. And the legendary Billy Nelson.
Shout out.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be playing at the Cabin at Judy Creek in Glen Carbon on a Friday night from 7 to 11. Down at the Mill in Granite City, the Iron Maidens, the all-female Iron Maiden tribute band.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Nice.
so you can check that out.
Well, I'm going to run for the hills for sure.
Oh, yeah. We know.
At Bendy's in Granite City, it's Classic Crush from 7 to 11. And here's an acoustic act, the Waffle House Fight Club. 7 o'clock at Jacob Myers in Granite City.
Is that
They do a
really an
lot of
acoustic act?
That it is.
Is it? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I picture them so punk rock because their name's Waffle House.
That's the name? Is
Yeah.
Waffle House Fight Club?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though, because have you guys seen any of that stuff? There's videos going out after, last couple years or whatever. There's a video where there's, a huge fight breaking out at a Waffle House, and someone throws a chair, and this lady, it looks like she catches it one-handed, but she, puts her hand up and catches it one hand and, has the pan like a ninja, uses the pan to catch the chair and just, it's rolling at her. It's rolling at her and just like a ninja or something.
Wowzers.
And so people have been saying you have to fight to work at Waffle House. You have to be able to fight.
Yeah.
So I'm drawing a blank on the band that some of the members from Waffle House Fight Club are in, and I apologize for that because my mind's on Waffle House Fight Club.
My mind's just on waffles at this point.
Me too.
Let's go eat after this, guys.
Blueberry waffles with some syrup.
You mentioned George's Pub and Grill in Jerseyville, though. They got Brandon Elliott up there, 6 to 9. Hog Pit doing Kickstart from 6 to 9. It's bike night at the Hog Pit in Grafton. And let's see, Scott and Carl at the loading dock from 5 to 8. Exit 52 at Grafton Pub, 7 to 11. Bob Gleason at the Bloody Bucket Saloon in Grafton, where Pigpen is half owner of that, 7 to 10. The Bloody Bucket Saloon.
I should be, but I'm not.
Right. Bob Gilda at the Terrace at Aries in Grafton from 3 to 7. Thornton Wilder's Our Town by the 643 Legacy Players will be at the Miners Theater in Collinsville.
Oh, nice, doing a play up there.
Well, there you go.
See, I tried to be part of the Bloody Bucket Saloon, but whenever I suggested the name Bucket of Chum,
Yeah.
they wouldn't let me be. They're like, no, we really don't want you here. I'm like, same thing. I don't know.
So Mississippi Culture in Staunton, I've got that listed there. They do an open mic up there in Staunton. That used to be Reese's Brewery in Edwardsville, and they moved up there.
Okay.
So another place, an open mic. I like to mention that when we have a guest here who might want to find some open mics.
Right. and that was a fine Friday night in our community.
Yeah, it was a fine Friday.
That was a lot of stuff that was mentioned. So anybody out there that's thinking, I want to get out this weekend, but there's nothing to do, you're wrong.
I mean,
you just aren't looking hard enough. You really just want to stay in is what it is.
Right.
So at least you're headlining the Pride Mixer this week at the old.
You could call it that. I'd like to say me and
You're
Owen
not
are
playing
sharing.
at noon.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, it's yeah. When I was asked about it, they were like, "When do you want to play?" And I'm like, "Well, later the better. Really,
Yeah.
it's always better." And it goes till 7. So, and with Owen being done at him going 4:30 to 5:30, I was like, I'll just go right after.
Yeah.
And then if I go over an hour, I go over an hour, whatever.
Of course, he's going to kill it, and you'll have to follow
he's
that.
great.
Right,
Shout out to all of his band. They're awesome. I know those guys, so we've hung out. They're cool.
We've known several of their fathers.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm sure.
I have literally known them, like in the biblical sense. talking about you, Jared Gordon.
I've known him.
Anyway,
Man.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
so what do we? What?
I
What's
just
on
had a
your
few
mind,
things
son?
to mention because, I heard you guys do your homework, but you may not have found anything because that's all. Whatever you do find, it's me posting it. But yeah,
Plus, I've gotten kicked off of several formats.
oh, jeez.
No, it's second verification stuff. And
Oh,
then,
yeah,
like, I
okay.
forget passwords, and then they're like, "You're not."
You didn't scrub your browser, dude.
Yeah, I
You
know.
didn't
All right.
scrub your browser. Well, anyways, so yeah, Matthew Murders on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Everything that's out is basically how I record. Is I just take my camera and record, and they're all live takes, and they might be nitty gritty, but that's how I like it, raw.
You got the Elm Street Blues EP.
Yes, that was years. So like that was years ago when Nico was like starting and stuff, and so me, Tony, and this guy Shaw, old friend, shout out to him too. We were all writing songs for the band, and then I was like, guys, I want to do like a little EP, like it was my idea, and then one of them did it, and I was like, I'm not gonna say it, but and FCC and all that, but I was just like, man, I wanted to do that. So like that weekend, I was like, I'm doing this, and then just went in my brother's basement where the practice space was, and busted that out, and all that is literally just me setting my phone down and recording. And they're, like I said, they're nitty gritty, and I've learned how to do stuff better. Like I have a better guitar now. It turns out if you put the microphone in different places, it works better. Stuff like that. I learned stuff like that.
Learning recording techniques is half of doing the
Half the
thing.
battle. Knowing's half the battle.
Right. I mean, because it's garbage in, garbage out, like anything. If you play great but you don't record it properly, it still sounds garbage.
And that's where I'm at. Is I think I'm playing well enough, but I need to get. I've had people offer to record for me now, and so I need to go and do that and get some stuff. But I don't. It's not that I don't want to be. I want some professional stuff or whatever, but I don't need it to be too polished. You know what I mean? I like. So here's the thing. I'm going to tell you like some inspirations or whatever that I have. I had this ready to go. I did my homework.
I'm glad.
But I grew up with a bunch of different music outlets, like my oldest brother being into punk rock, and then my middle brother's hip hop and rap. My mom country, my dad classic rock.
Nice.
Anyways, so I say I lean on the lines of what's called folk punk. So I grew up listening to Andrew Jackson Jihad, Days and Days, Pat the Bunny. These are all people you're not going to know, that you guys aren't going to know, but just that nitty gritty, like folk punk, like it's good stuff. To me, it's good stuff. I know I listen to music that sounds like garbage though, so like I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
100%.
Man. So then there's and then not in the actual music sense, but like I guess my idea on music or whatever. There's this New York punk rocker Jeff Rosenstock had a project called Bomb the Music Industry, and his whole DIY ethos shaped a lot of how I feel about that. He started the first donation-based record label called Quote Unquote Records, and you could pay what you want or not pay at all. And then lately I've been listening back to a lot of Modest Mouse. You guys probably know Modest Mouse. There's a big one. This hippie indie rock stuff, really heavy on the like deep thought stuff or whatever.
Nice.
I'm not a small talker. It's always secrets of the universe and aliens and all that crap with me. So I've been listening to a lot of them.
Us.
And then Against Me is like really they're punk rock band, that folk punk, I'd say, that just that the whole ethos. That's where this is stuff I grew up on and like still listen to today and have a lot of feelings for and all that stuff. So that's my spiel.
And now you have feelings for Pigpen.
Pigpen's got feelings for me, bud.
I think it's mutual.
We're trying to see who the top is here.
Oh, boy.
Believe me, if my terminology's right, I'm what they call a power top.
I'm a power top. I thought it was power bottom. Is the we ain't got to get into it, man. But no, yeah.
I'm ambidextrous. No,
I don't get my heart broken anymore. I'm the heartbreaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
We could talk about that later. But.
See, now me, I keep falling for it. Love lied to me again. Love lied to me again.
Yeah.
No, it's
So you've got the phone demos too.
Yeah, that's essentially you could just call all of them phone demos.
Okay.
Because that's what I mean is that I wanted people to know that these are not professionally recorded. Because the thing about uploading stuff to the internet for me was that yes, people can listen to it, but it's more of like a portfolio for me. It's somewhere to have my stuff. Like I even go and listen to it. You know what I mean?
Sounds familiar.
It is to have it out there, but it's also like, hey, this is to show my progress. Like Elm Street Blues was years ago, right? And then some of those are just coming out in the last couple years. You know what I mean? It's just to show my progress for me, really.
Yeah, we used to do the same thing with our website. We'd post like when band practices, when our gigs are, and stuff like that. And we didn't figure anybody would ever go there. We just figured if we need to know, though, we can go check out our website.
It's like a little office assistant there.
Yeah,
Exactly.
now I do it for all the bands. So,
So, and like I said earlier, I think my next move is merch. And a logo. I really want to get a logo together. I could do it myself, but I kind of want to work. If anyone's listening right now, I kind of want to work with an artist to get a logo going for me. So then get a logo and then start slapping it on shirts and all that stuff. Yada yada. I don't have any right now, but what I've been doing is my mom got me some guitar picks that had these cool decals on them. I didn't really need them. I was like, hey, let me write Matthew Murder on there with Sharpie. Started selling them for $2 a pop. Some people gave me 5. One person gave me 20. You know what I mean? So it's just that, just a little token.
What
for
else
you.
other than the pick did you have to give them for the 20?
Oh, well,
I'm
you
just
have to
curious.
ask,
I'm just curious.
No, it was just
because I got $20.
No, it was just a good friend. Then they wanted to support me,
Right.
but like it's.
hey, you should have seen a couple of Pigpen's merch booths. Just saying, he had like a tie-dye hanging up, and he tried to sell that too.
Look, everything's for sale. Just how much money have you got?
Yeah.
The Ramblers Club, right?
But yeah, I just need to. I want to get the ball rolling with that because the way that my life is going right now, I'm the one making decisions here, so. Being very vague there, right? But
I like that.
I want to start pushing this music thing quite a bit more. And
There's one thing you should know about T-shirts, and that is you should bring one to me whenever you're a guest on the show.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
very important.
I would have brought you a guitar pick. I just don't have anymore. Dude, I'm telling you.
I'm glad you sold out.
I gave a few away, but but I had at least 20 of them, 30 maybe, and then like just in a day or two they were gone. I mean, so maybe.
Yeah, but the rent was paid, so who cares?
No, it was just to be honest, it was just a little bit more beer money. But I want to start the merch money has to go back to the merch.
If you're going to bring Pigpen one, it has to be a V-neck though.
Okay, okay.
And
he gets
he likes to show
choked
skin.
up.
He likes to show skin.
He does. He does. Look at him.
Yeah.
So, man, that's awesome. Mr. Matthew Murder has been on. Well, and here's the thing: this whole rebrand, like your logo and merch.
I love it.
Before you rebrand, remember, my lawyer could get you down to Matthew Manslaughter. I mean, you don't want to get that logo going until you make the decision.
You think your lawyer can get me an LCC or LLC, whatever that is? Yeah,
it's different lawyer does
different
that.
lawyer.
For me.
I'll talk to them though.
Yeah.
I can't stop thinking about red rum.
Red rum.
Right.
Yeah, The Shining. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matthew Red Rum.
So maybe you could do something like reversed.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, like have like murder normal and then murder reverse.
Yeah,
like
maybe,
that
yeah.
would be cool. I'm right now I'm in the brainstorming
Just
session.
trying to help you brainstorm.
Yes, thank you, Dennis.
Wed'em Red Rum.
So yeah, dude.
That's Matthew Murder
Manslaughter.
backwards.
What's manslaughter backwards? I don't know.
That would be really hard to do. There's people who can say words backwards and all that stuff.
That's wild.
Okay, reading backwards, no big deal, but pronouncing stuff backwards, whoa.
I'm slightly dyslexic, so I see things backwards.
Reversing history. Whoa.
Happens all the
time. You find a
time.
lot of stuff.
I hear you.
Hey, but before the show's history, tell me what's happening on Saturday night.
Well, have you heard MRFs?
I have heard about the MRF.
MREs?
Yeah.
No, MRF.
And are you going on Saturday?
Well, so I believe I might be stopping down. I've got a lot going on Saturday, but I don't think I can stay away.
But Blackberry Smoke's in town.
I know.
You love him.
I do. I am a fan. So,
it took you a while. You had to warm up to him.
Well, I to be honest, Matt Van Voorhis, our sponsor, is one of the people who helped turn me on to Blackberry Smoke. And the first time I did see Blackberry Smoke, I was sort of like, yeah, they're okay. But I mean, I've seen them since then. They're really they're a fun band. So
see the way your brain works, not just yours, Pigpen, because I'm just getting to know you. But I mean, you have to try something more than once sometimes to figure out you like it. You know what I mean?
Well, I knew I liked their songs. I honestly think the first time I saw them live that they were. Probably at the end of a long run, or the singer had a bad day because he was not personable. He didn't communicate with the crowd. He stood there and played his songs and sang them very emotionless.
And sometimes, dude,
but I'm telling you what, I've seen him since then where he's a completely different guy. It's only that one time that it was like that, and I don't want to be judged on my worst day. That might have been the worst day of his life.
And I don't know. That's exactly the thing with having eyes on you, and then people see the performance and the musician, but not the person. And so just because I was being vague earlier, but I just recently went through this breakup, and I have like the breakup song. And, a couple weeks ago or whatever, I played conservatory, and I was super emotional and just played the show, you know what I mean? And then didn't really talk. But because usually I don't fancy myself a comedian, but you have to fill the space in between songs, so I say dumb stuff and make people laugh. And that's just part of it.
I think you just gave a very good reason to support live music. And we kind of talk about this all the time, but, you can go see a band and catch something different each time you see them.
Oh, yeah.
Support artists because they're struggling financially, mentally, emotionally, all of this. We're emotional, you know what I mean?
And if you just listen to their music on Spotify, it's going to sound the same every single time.
Yeah, get that live is always better because it's not even that you're just hearing it, you're feeling it. You know what I mean? It's a part of the experience, the ambiance, all of that stuff.
To watch Matthew that night, emotional, tears in his eyes, spilling his guts out.
Always.
I mean, that's the only night you're going to catch that show.
I murdered it.
Right. He killed it.
Yeah.
Out of all of the things you've said, all I can really think about is he's on the rebound. I'm going to pick him up. He's on the rebound.
So Saturday.
Dirty-minded Pigpen.
So Saturday when he plays at 5:30 at the old Milton School.
Yeah.
You get the rebound gig.
You get the rebound gig.
He's
Cool,
gonna,
man.
Totally
Yeah.
new emotions
It's all-
this time,
yeah.
right?
He's gonna have his sexy eyes on that night. Yeah.
Googly eyes, I call them.
So there you go.
I've been getting a little bit of that.
Oh, yeah.
He might even take his trumpet.
Yeah, he can get down to his.
I sold it. I sold
Oh,
it. Yes,
that's right, he sold it.
I could borrow somebody's maybe. You know, I want to
You
get.
can rent them from Halpin Music.
Yeah, you could rent them, but I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna. But really, though, main.
That was a plug.
Yeah, I hear you. But really, main three things that anybody gets out of this interview right now is that yes, Matthew Murders rebranding, or in fact, new branding or whatever, and merch. Sorry, I said three things. The rebranding, the rebound, and
The 3 R's.
I had a point here. I lost it. You guys are too silly, dude.
Yeah, well, you're pretty silly yourself. so.
Thank you. I'm really just trying to push this music thing because I know 2 things: gutters and guitar, and I don't want to do gutters the rest of my life.
Oh, we got
So,
a gutter guy. We might need some work done.
You might hit me up. You got my number.
I
Pigpen's
do.
got my number.
I actually do need gutter work.
Yeah. Oh, you were talking like get your mind out the gutter.
Yeah,
Okay. Cool,
okay,
man.
so let us go through some more things that are happening real quick on Saturday. We got-
MRF.
Yep. We can finish the lineup there. Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors, Nikki Lane, Brent Cobb, Casey Ashton, Jeremy Albino, Zach Person, and the local guys, Riley Holtz and the Lost Cause.
There you go.
Should check out their record.
And they're all leading up to the closer Blackberry Smoke,
I
which
think
will
we
be
mentioned
they're going
that.
to tear it down. What else we got going on?
Oh, we got
Saturday?
Rick Sievers and John Huber at Bossa Nova in Alton, 7 to 10. You
Shout
could
out
probably
Bossa.
get some originals in on Bossa Nova.
Yeah, I think so.
I've seen some original bands down there. Let's see, Porch Cafe at the VFW in Alton, coming off their canceled Rockin' with Robert show because it was too hot
Yeah.
for Rockin' with Robert.
Dang heat.
Mile Station, 7 to 11 at Bakers and Hale and Godfrey. Let's see, the Rock Mafia.
Rock. That's a cool name.
9 o'clock at the Pump House in Wood River. Leadfoot at Chico's from 7 to 11 in Wood River. Kevin Gruen, he's had tons of success playing nothing but pretty much original music all over the place, and he'll be playing at George's Pub and Grill in Jerseyville. So if you followed Kevin Gruen, you probably would find places all over St. Louis and this area to play acoustic music. That'd be a good guy to and he is really good about posting all of his gigs. Head Trip 102 at the Hog Pit from 2 to 6. Tanglefoot 4 to 7 at the Loading Dock in Grafton. Garden Party 3 to 7 at the Grafton Winery. Cherry Bomb 1:30 and after midnight 7 o'clock at the Grafton Pub. They do original music at the Grafton Pub, I think, maybe. Anthony Nanny 2 to 6 at the Terrace at Aries in Grafton, and the Matt Tall duo. Who do you think he's going to be partnering up with, Big Ben?
Matt McGibney. That's going to be my guess.
Okay, yeah,
That's just my guess.
he's been doing that quite a bit lately when he does
You know,
the duo.
Matt's a good name. I really like that name. You know.
I do too.
I say there's too many of them though. Somebody says Matt and 3 dudes look over their shoulder.
I've been saying we should get rid of some. So
I always think I'm.
you're on the
Not me, not me,
Yeah,
not
we
me.
don't
I'm
know yet,
too
man.
important for that. not too important. No, I'm nobody. I'm just a guy.
When I hear Matt, I look down and make sure I'm not stepping on him.
Yeah, yeah. That's funny. That's
I
what's
used
up.
to wrestle on you.
Pigpen's trying to wrestle on me, dude.
trying.
Get me out of here.
You can say trying, but we know. I'm your Huckleberry.
We got the new Crime Theater at the Long Shot Tiki Bar in Portage de Sioux. That's 3 to 7. Midwest Avenue out at Holiday Shores Marina Bar, 6 to 10. Vanilla Fudge in town.
Nice.
Unless it's been canceled. A lot of times I postseason, I find out they canceled.
Yeah, hey, Vanilla Fudge, man. Those guys are cool.
Yeah. I always think of the Mud Shark when I see their name.
Mud Shark.
Right? My favorites there. Cabin Fever, that's the Rach Boys. Cabin Fever, 9 o'clock at Backstage Bar and Patio in Edwardsville, and the Pete Krishock Project. The perfect Father's Day. We should have had them on Father's Day because it's father-son. I didn't know that, though.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, they're doing Big Daddies, 6 to 9. Eric Barnes at the Stagger Inn from 5 to 8. Matt Heaton, 7 to 10 at the Barrel and Brew in Edwardsville. You should go there because they're a sponsor of My Mix and 107.1 FM. And there's our guy, Mike Sunderreger, doing Global Brew, 7 to 10. Lane and Julie back at it at Lyle's from 8 to 11, and Blackwater Acoustic out at the Cabin at Judy Creek and Glen Carbon. Behavior Intervention playing Pavia's Place in Granite City, 7 to 10, and Blues and Grass at Jacob Myers in Granite City. Yeah, those guys are pretty good. Pretty good.
Like you said, Pigpen, there's no way you couldn't find something to do, you know?
That's right.
There's so much going on.
Because there's still the Doppelganger playing up at Prairie Inn in Dorsey. So they all look alike.
Okay. Well, thanks for doing this, guys. This is awesome, you know?
What is that? Is that most of our Sunday there?
Well, that was Saturday, Pigpen.
Right.
We haven't even got to Sunday. That's a whole nother.
Oh, you know what? Here, Tracy Inman's playing on Saturday there. Where's he at?
Copper Fire in Belleville.
He just had a new song drop. He just texted me the other day. I think it hit like a couple days ago. So
we got Snowbird Street up at Mississippi Culture in Staunton from 7 to 10 on Sunday. It's the Psychedelic Symphony down at Shea, Maryland's. Time varies there from week to week depending on what's going on. We talked about the open mic with Mark Rice. We should just call it the Open Rice. At the VFW farm in Brighton. Tyrannosaurus Rex back at it on Sunday at Holiday Shores Marina Bar. And First Things First, remember him? We had him on.
Yeah.
He's doing 11 a.m. at the Chop House, and I hope that 1818 Chop House gives their musicians a steak. We've talked about that, you know.
Throw them a bone, you know.
Yeah,
we're all hoping.
They might throw them a bone. I mean,
yeah.
He ain't gonna get the steak, but here's a bone.
After they ate it all, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So we're shooting for that for musicians. I mean, you know, we get paid with drinks sometimes, but not so much food.
Yeah,
so why not?
Beer's kind of like food, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it is. And then we got the Grafton list. As always, you can check the list at cottonmouth.org. And if you're a band looking for gigs, good place to go. We got places to get your music played there, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You got to do a little work. We just got the list.
It's all right there. Cottonmouth.org. All the things that we skipped over, you can simply go there and check it out. If you're
but make sure Saturday is what you check out, right? At the old Milton School.
Yes, please come to the Pride Mixer, 3 to 7. Music starts at 4:30 with Owen Weber.
There you go. Owen Weber and Matthew.
The Lonesome Drifters.
Owen Weber of the Lonesome Drifter. No, he's not.
That'd be cool.
Son of the Lonesome Drifter. Son of the. Yeah. All right.
And Olive.
And Olive.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Which everyone puts in their martini. Right?
Spicy olives. That's where I go. All right. Hey, so seriously, Matthew Murder at the Milton Schoolhouse. What time again?
3 to 7.
3 to 7 p.m.
He goes on about 5:30.
Yep.
About 5:30. Thanks for coming down and talking to us.
Thanks for having me, dude. This is awesome.
Yeah, letting the community get to know you a little bit better. There you go, Mr. Matthew Murder. Get out, check him out.
I would say the thing I learned from Matthew Murder tonight is that he has passion.
Yes.
Thank you, Dennis.
He has drive
and
desire. And that's what you need if you want to succeed in the music business. There's going to be a lot of up and downs, folks.
Yeah.
But just remember, keep going at it, because your day will come someday, possibly. You just never know.
Every
when.
Dog has its day.
That's right.
That's what they say.
You can't blame a dog for barking.
That's right.
I do anyway. I kick him. I'm mean.
Don't do that, dude.
You can't blame Pat Liston for saying he's playing a cover when it's an original.
All I know is the weather's calling for a blue
1973.
mist. All right. Hey, thanks again to Matthew Murder for being our guest. Thanks to Halpin Music Company and Matt Van Voorhis of German Insurance and Macias Insurance. Thanks to Dennis. Thanks to everybody out there.
This is getting emotional.
It is, man. It is.
We're crying in the studio.
Everybody.
My next show is going to be so hard.
Before we break down in tears, just everybody remember to get out and support local music and art.
Come say hi at Night Market.